People say that luck doesn't work in the stock market. It's about the mind, patience, and discipline. But there was a person who started with just $5,000 and in a few years turned it into $160 million. No big company, no team, just an old computer, an old room, and an unwavering focus. His name is Takashi Katagawa, known as BNF in the world of trading. Today, we will learn about his 4 trading lessons that will change your thinking and perhaps your life too. So do not make the mistake of skipping this video. So friends, Takashi Katagawa's first lesson teaches us this. And this lesson seems so simple that most people take it lightly. But in reality, this is what makes people rich. Now sit quietly and listen carefully, because today we will delve deep into that first lesson. The whole story, his mindset, his habits, and the practical ways in which you too can transform your trading life by adopting it. When we see a big success, someone making millions from a small amount of money, everyone's eyes get fixed on that big profit. People think that perhaps luck favored them, or sometimes they got an insider trick. But things are often not as exciting as they seem. In reality, behind success lies a regular, repetitive process. Takashi's first lesson is that very process. The simplicity of mindset. Make trading a daily task. Control emotions and stick to the rules. Here I am not giving you any theory. I am going to tell you a mammoth-sized technique that can change you every day from within. Takashi's beginning was not magical. He achieved small victories. He learned from small mistakes and every time came back and repeated the same experiment. He didn't have magic. Instead, he had resilience and strict adherence to rules. He knew how to keep his heartbeat calm amidst the market's noise every time. Just as a regular athlete has a routine, Takashi's routine was also about trading. He prepared himself without looking at charts, did nothing without a purpose, and whenever he took a trade, every step of his was premeditated. Emotion was the biggest enemy here. Fear, greed, envy. These are all small viruses that slow down your system. Takashi identified them and made a simple rule for them. If the mind said, "Let's trade," he would stop. If he saw fear, anger, or arrogance in his heart, he would become even calmer. He had made a promise to himself. I will never make an impulsive trade. And this promise became his biggest asset. Now, you must be thinking, these are all motivational talks. But how to apply it in the real world? Let me tell you in simple ways that match Takashi's style. First, you need to write down your trading rules. These rules should not be limited to just the stop-loss amount or target percentage. You should write them by linking them with your emotional triggers. For example, if a trade is losing more than 1% of the time, and my strategy does not confirm it 3 times, then I will exit. These rules will act as your mental protection. They will solidify your habits. Takashi kept himself bound by rules, and that very bond protected him when the market turned chaotic. Secondly, practice. You have to spend hours sitting on the page with charts, not just to look, but to understand why the market is behaving this way. Takashi did exactly that. He learned to read the small nuances of the index. He didn't just see if the price went up or down. He saw why it went up or down. He noted supply and demand, market sentiment, and small signs of trends. You can do this too. After every trade, write in your journal what you thought, what happened, and what you felt. This journaling alone will not enhance trading skills.
It will show you the weaknesses of your own mind, and recognizing weaknesses is the first step to correcting them. Thirdly, patience. The word is small, but its importance is immense. Patience doesn't just mean waiting.
It means being prepared to wait for the opportune moment. Many times, people think that if the market is quiet, they are missing something. But this feeling of missing something is what incites you to make wrong decisions. Takashi often spent moments while trading when he did nothing for hours. His mindset was that if there is no clear opportunity, it's better to do nothing. And once an opportunity came, he would enter without hesitation. You can also develop this ability within yourself. Think first, then act. This discipline will become your greatest strength. Fourthly, making risk management a role of life. Takashi never invested all his capital in high leverage. He always thought that every trade is an experiment, and a percentage of failure in an experiment is normal. That's why he divided the risk into small parts and protected each part. You too should determine a fixed risk percentage for every trade. This should be a strict rule. No matter how tempting the market seems, this rule protects you from emotional meltdown. When you know that your maximum loss is limited, your mind will remain calm and you will be able to work systematically. Fifth, consistency. For Takashi, trading was not like an exciting game, but like a business. Success in businesses does not come overnight. Takashi took small steps every day to learn, improve, and fine-tune his system. He didn't celebrate every small victory, but strictly learned from every mistake. This consistency kept giving him microscopic improvements, and over time, these small improvements turned into big results. The same applies to your trading life. If you become 1% better every day, you can imagine how much your capacity will increase in 1 year. Now, let's talk about some practical exercises for mindset that are directly linked to Takashi's first lesson, and which you can adopt daily to change your trading mindset. First, breathing and grounding techniques. When market volatility is high, your heart rate can increase and you can make impulsive decisions. This is natural, but you can control it. 3 minutes of deep breathing, or the 4-4-4 technique, 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale, reduces your amplitude and gives quick clarity. Personalities like Takashi often remained calm even in market stress, and the secret to this lies in these small rituals. Second practice, trading plan rehearsal. Every day before the market opens, read your day's script. Reiterate your setups, acceptance criteria, and exit rules, just as an actor rehearses his lines.
This rehearsal sets your subconscious so that when the market tells you something, you don't deviate from your plan. Takashi did this. He visualized every trade beforehand and also prepared for possible outcomes. This visualization technique gives you readiness and confidence. Third practice, loss acceptance training. This is a tough but necessary exercise. Every trader should recognize that loss is their fate. But the problem arises when loss is not accepted. Takashi analyzed losses. He didn't play the blame game. You should make a list of small losses every day and analyze the real reasons behind each loss. Was the signal wrong? Was the timing bad? Was the execution flawed? This analysis will prevent you from repeating the same mistake next time. Discipline lies in taking every loss as a learning opportunity and incorporating it into your system. Fourth practice, attention management. Market voices, news tickers, social media predictions, and various expert opinions, all these can distract your attention. Takashi kept his attention focused only on the information that was relevant to his strategy. You too should maintain distance from social noise. An easy method for this is time blocking. A fixed time slot for market research, a separate one for execution, and another for review. This will keep your mind from being fragmented, and you will be able to think deeply. Now, it's important to tell you a harsh truth. Mindset doesn't change by just reading motivational quotes. It is built through daily small practices and discipline. Takashi also didn't learn all this from any special book. He experimented within himself. He purified his habits, and, most importantly, he held himself accountable. Accountability means that you don't blame anyone else for your mistakes. Takashi never blamed the market. He asked himself, what did I miss? This mindset made him better. Now, I'll tell a story that illustrates Takashi's morale. Once there was a sharp decline in the market. Many traders panicked and sold, suffering large losses. Takashi calmly analyzed the situation. He saw that the decline was not due to fundamentals, but was some short-term panic selling. He remained patient, and when the market stabilized, he slowly bought into selective positions. A few months later, those very positions turned into large profits. This incident is proof of his mastery. Calmness even in fear, clarity even in panic, and all this happened because he had treated his rules as blind faith, and the rules protected him. Now, you might ask, is all this just a mental game? Are strategy, indicators, and market knowledge less important? Absolutely not. Takashi worked hard on technical skills, but the point is that to put skills into practice, a mindset is needed. You can also create an excellent strategy,
But if your mind is restless, you won't be able to execute at the right time. Therefore, the first lesson reminds us that mindset is the stage on which skills perform. Without the right stage, even the most brilliant artists cannot perform well. Finally, I would like to give you some straightforward advice that you can apply right now, starting today. First, write your trading rulebook and don't change it unless you have solid reasons. Second, keep a daily journal. Write about emotions, observations, and execution. Third, every day, do something for at least 10 minutes that calms your attention. Breathing, walking, or visualization. Fourth, after every loss, analyze it and write down what you learned. These small steps will gradually build strong discipline in your mind, just like Takashi did. Friends, now we come to the part where the story gets a little deeper. Takashi's first lesson, the simplicity of mind and discipline, didn't just make him a better trader, it gave him a different perspective, as if from within the market itself. He had developed such a habit that the market could not confuse him. But if you're thinking that by doing all this, your journey is complete, then the truth is a bit different from that. Takashi had another secret, a technique and a mental trick that he later adopted and which played a crucial role in taking his $5,000 to $60 million. This next secret, combined with the first lesson, creates a powerful synergy. And this synergy is the core of the next lesson. So friends, the next lesson is hidden where psychology meets strategy and where patience meets ruthless execution. Get ready, because next time we will uncover that technique that made Takashi stand out from the rest, and knowing which, you will be able to take your trading game to another level. So friends, Takashi Kotagawa teaches us the second lesson. Focus is power. Meaning, when you dabble in everything, you master nothing. But when you focus on just one thing, that one thing shows you a depth that the rest of the world can never see. Takashi never tried to do everything at once. Forex, crypto, commodities, futures. He just chose the Nikkei index market of Japan and said, if I have to win, I have to understand this one field. I have to understand it so deeply that every movement, every tick resonates in my mind beforehand. Now, think how many people there are who, after watching YouTube, Telegram, or the news every day, grab a new market every other day. Sometimes an entry in crypto, sometimes US stocks, sometimes options, sometimes penny stocks. And then they say, the market is unpredictable. But the truth is, the market is not unpredictable. We are ourselves uncommitted.
Takashi didn't make this mistake. He would sit with that one index every day, the Nikkei 225. He kept recognizing its moves. He understood its psychology. He had said, the more I watch the same market, the more I start to feel its pulse. Now, this sounds poetic, but there's science and psychology in it. Every market has its own behavioral rhythm. Sometimes volatility increases, sometimes liquidity decreases. Sometimes traders get scared, sometimes greed increases. Those who continuously observe the same market catch these subtle patterns that others never see. Takashi did exactly that. He trained his mind to read the market's mood. He didn't make predictions, he just observed, and that became his strength. Now, friends, here Takashi's journey explains a profound truth to us. Mastering one thing might seem boring, but that very thing later becomes your superpower. He would look at the same chart every day, record every tick, note every anomaly, repeat every reversal point. And while others got stuck in boredom and moved on, Takashi remained there because he knew that the path is not boring, but sacred. Slowly, his vision became so sharp that he could tell just by looking at the chart whether a move was genuine or a fake breakout. He started to anticipate the signal before the signal. He didn't predict price movements. He felt the reaction, and that was the difference. Others looked at the market. He felt the market. This second lesson teaches us, if you know a little bit about everything, you'll know nothing about anything. But if you delve deeply into one place, the whole world will recognize you for that depth. Now, think, when we let our minds wander everywhere, we weaken ourselves. But when our mind is fully focused in one direction, that very power makes us stand out from the world. Takashi's entire life was proof of this. He was never loud in the market, never sought publicity. But the world knows him as the BNF, the legend of Japan, because he achieved perfection in just one thing, the Nikkei market. And friends, this focus is not just for trading. It's a rule of life. If you want to excel in any field, sports, business, music, or meditation, distraction is the biggest enemy at the beginning. Every time you see a new, shiny object, your old knowledge remains incomplete. But when you commit yourself to one direction, the universe itself starts working in your favor. Takashi never thought, how much will I earn? He thought, how much can I learn? And this mindset made him not a millionaire, but a legend. His success cannot be measured by numbers. His success is measured by the focus he created within himself. He once said, I am not smarter than others, I just stare longer. This line perfectly defines his second lesson. Sometimes success means not running fast, but staying put where everyone else is giving up. Now imagine, it's 2 a.m. in a small room in Tokyo. Takashi is sitting in front of his computer. Prices are flickering on the blue screen. It's raining outside, and he's silently looking at the chart. No fear, no excitement, just peace. Because the noise inside him has ceased. Now only one thing remains: focus. Friends, this second lesson teaches us focus is not just a skill, it's a discipline. Until you put all your energy into one thing, even the universe will not help you. Takashi channeled his energy into one place, and that energy took him from $5,000 to $100 million.
Now the question is, can you also be so committed to one thing? Can you leave distractions behind and stick to that one direction where your true potential lies? Because friends, this is where Takashi's story becomes even more interesting. His third lesson is so profound that it teaches not just trading, but the art of living. That lesson is, don't chase the market. Let it come to your zone. And this lesson will teach you how to win more by trading less, how to wait for the right opportunity instead of jumping at every chance, and how staying calm in a crowd is the secret that made Takashi a legend. So friends, if this second lesson has resonated with you, then get ready,
because next time we will delve into that third lesson where patience and perfection combine to become an art. So friends, Takashi Kotegawa teaches us the third lesson. Patience is not just waiting, it is a weapon. That is, patience is not just waiting, it is a strategy, an art through which you can even bend time to your favor. Now just think, when a new trader enters the market, what is their first intention? To make money quickly, to catch every movement, to jump at every opportunity? But this is the biggest trap, because whoever jumps everywhere, they cannot win anywhere. Takashi understood this very quickly. He used to say, "I don't chase the market, I wait for it to come to me." That is, I don't run after the market, I just wait for the market to play on my terms. Now this sounds very easy, but in reality, this is the most difficult skill, because human nature is to be restless. When the price goes up and down on the screen, the mind starts racing, the heart starts pounding, and a voice inside says, "Something must be done." But Takashi did nothing at that moment. He just watched silently because he knew that there's no need to trade every moment. Waiting for the right moment is the beginning of victory. He used to say, "The market gives opportunities every day, but not every opportunity is for you." This line is as simple as it is profound. In every trading day, there are hundreds of movements, some fast, some sudden, some without reason. But a true trader is not one who does something at every opportunity, but one who can recognize which opportunity is theirs. Takashi kept a zone for every trade, a range where, if the market entered, he knew that the odds were in his favor. He did nothing outside that zone. He didn't force himself to do anything. He knew that no trade is also a trade. Now understand his routine. The market would open in the morning, and he would keep an eye on the screen. People would be entering and exiting quickly, but not Takashi. He remained calm. He would just observe candle by candle. He would do nothing until his predefined zone was activated. His mind was calm, his focus was razor sharp, because he knew that whoever acts quickly regrets quickly. Friends, impatience in trading is the most dangerous poison. It slowly consumes your mind. You think that you are following a strategy, but in reality, you're operating from your fear and greed. Takashi had rooted out this poison. He never chased a trade. He would just observe, analyze, and, when the market came exactly into his zone, he would take action without hesitation. Every move of his was like a surgical strike, fast, precise, and under complete control.
Now don't think that he learned this in a day. No, he built this level of patience through practice. He disciplined himself every day that if he didn't get an opportunity today, it was fine. His job was to wait, not to do something compulsively. This thinking set him apart from other traders. Others looked for trades. Takashi looked for traps. He knew that behind every sudden move, someone would be trapped, and that trap would become his advantage. He had said, "A trader who waits wins more than the trader who acts first." Now apply this to your life. This principle works in everything. Those who chase every opportunity lose direction, but those who wait for the right opportunity achieve everything in one blow. Patience, the art of waiting, is not just calm, it is power. It is the weapon that keeps you ahead of the rest of the world. Takashi's greatest quality was that he prioritized time over emotions. For him, time was an ally, not an enemy. He believed that every winning trade first befriends time. So while people were making mistakes in a hurry, Takashi would sit back, watching who would fall into the trap, and when the dust settled, he would come and take a clean shot, always winning. Many times people would ask, "Takashi, why do you just sit and watch all day?" He would smile and say, "Because when others get tired, the real opportunities start to appear." That is, patience is not just about enduring. It creates clarity. When others make decisions impatiently, your mind is calm, and that calm shows you what remains hidden from others' eyes. Now, imagine, friends, how powerful this mindset was. How many traders would be sitting out there running, fearing, and Takashi, calm, sat like a king waiting for his opportunity. He knew that there are many who run in the market, but the winners are those who stop and think. This third lesson teaches us, not every opportunity is yours, but every wait surely leads you to the right opportunity. And when that right opportunity came, he didn't just grab it, he executed it. Without excitement, without fear, just with a steady confidence. Like a surgeon performing surgery. Without emotion, only precision. This is Takashi's third lesson. Don't chase the market, let it come to you. And if you apply this principle in life, you will see that you will get everything that you have been tired of chasing. Because the truth is, what you don't get by running comes to you by staying still. But friends, Takashi's story doesn't end here, because the next lesson sheds a different light on it. It teaches that after patience comes the brilliance of execution. How Takashi placed logic above luck. That lesson explains why true winners never rely on luck but on their system. So, get ready, because next time we will delve into Takashi Kotegawa's fourth and final lesson, where he proves that consistency and logic are what make a trader a legend. So friends, Takashi Kotegawa's fourth lesson teaches us, if your trading system is strong, you don't need luck. Most people lose money in the market because they make their decisions based on feelings, not data. They say, I feel like the market will go up today. I have a strong intuition that a reversal is coming now. But the difference between feeling and being is the same as between emotion and evidence. Takashi never traded based on feelings. He measured everything with numbers, understood with logic, and executed with a system. He used to say, I never guess, I calculate. And this thinking set him apart from others. While other traders spent the day wondering where to enter, he only thought, according to my system, which is the right opportunity. He had turned his trading into a machine. A rule for everything, a rule for entry, a rule for exit, a rule for risk, and a rule for review. He believed that if emotions were given way, the system would break. And if the system broke, the entire trading career would be ruined. According to him, a trader only becomes rich when he becomes boring. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But this is the truth. Because those who make trading exciting are gambling, and those who make trading a routine are running a business. Takashi never made trading a thrill. He used to say, if trading makes you excited, you are doing it wrong. Every day his process was the same. He would open his system, check his parameters, and if everything aligned, he would execute the trade without emotion. Not too fast, not too slow, just according to logic. Friends, this is where true discipline is born. When you do the same thing every day that your system has told you to do, even if there is no profit that day, even if others find your method boring, this consistency becomes your real capital. Because money is not just in the bank balance. Money is in your conduct. The more stable your behavior, the more successful your life. Now think, how many traders are there who follow a system one day, trade with emotions the next day, learn a new indicator from a YouTube video on the third day, and repeat the same mistake on the fourth day? Such a trader never becomes a millionaire because his mind is unstable. His approach is scattered. Takashi had eliminated this chaos. He had created a system for himself that was emotion-proof. He knew that sometimes his system would also fail, but he would still stick to it, because consistency doesn't win in the short term. It builds an empire in the long term.
He had said, even a good system loses sometimes, but the trader who follows it never truly loses. That is, a good system sometimes loses, but the trader who sticks to it never truly loses. Now, another profound point emerges from here. Takashi had completely mechanized his psychology. He didn't consider losses emotional. For him, every loss was just a data point, a signal that he would analyze and then improve the system. He used to say, losing money doesn't hurt me, not learning from it does. So friends, if you want to adopt this lesson in your life, then understand that luck only helps those who follow logic.
There is no formula behind every win, but behind every lasting success, there is definitely a system. Now imagine a scene, a morning in Tokyo. Before the market opens, Takashi is sitting in front of his computer, the same old coffee on the table, his trading notebook beside him. The charts on the screen are quiet. He is looking at them. No excitement, no fear, just a calm confidence. Because he knows that whatever happens today, it will not happen without passing through his system. If an opportunity comes, he is ready. If not, he will be even better. This was his power. This was his mantra. Logic over luck, system over emotion, discipline over desire. Friends, this fourth lesson teaches us that success does not come suddenly. It is hidden in the everyday, repeated, tiresome, boring-looking tasks. Every day when you follow your system, even if there is no profit, you are building a new habit. And that very habit determines your future. So next time when you hear someone say that they made money by luck, smile, because you will know that consistency wins, not luck. This fourth and final lesson teaches us, don't go by luck, go by the system, and whoever goes by the system surpasses time. If Takashi's story has touched your heart, if it has ignited even a little passion within you, then don't just leave this video here. Give it a like and share it further. Share it with any friend who is struggling in trading, and tell us in the comments which lesson you found most impactful. And yes, subscribe certainly, because this journey has just begun.